There's nothing like a nice Jersey tomato. So now it's time to plant lettuce. So these beans are going to be for canning. It's either like a cutworm or some kind of something eating the roots. All right, so now we're going to get to making a bouquet of flowers. I'm going to make a nice table arrangement, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm trying to make the bouquet look nice on both sides. And what's nice is if you don't like something, you take it out and you put something else in its place. Hi, welcome back to the garden. I'm Dawn. Today we're going to be picking some more tomatoes. If you saw last week's video, I picked 2 bins and I made some sauce. I made 15 pints of sauce, 18 pints of juice. So today we'll get less because it's September 11th today. And so now we're going to just keep picking the ones that are ripe and getting them in the house and making some more sauce. And I'm going to make a big bouquet of flowers and then we'll see what else we do. Well, first I'll show you my broccoli. I planted this broccoli to go inside the greenhouse here, which is a wreck. We don't plant here in the summertime. These are my winter broccolis. So I have them in these big containers because it's way too hot to put them in the greenhouse yet. So I'll keep them out here until it cools off. And then I'll transplant them all in there once we get that cleaned up. So we have a whole array of broccolis and some cauliflowers. And then I also am going to have lettuce to put in the greenhouse for the winter. And that's the plan for the greenhouse. And then we'll get vegetables all winter long. And here's some lettuce that I'm going to be planting. It's been cooling off at nighttime. So now it's time to plant lettuce, even though it's hot during the day. At night the temperatures have been really cooling off. So this lettuce is going to go in an outside bed. And there's going to be different lettuce that's going to go in the greenhouse later on. And our beans are really coming along. So these beans are going to be for canning. We try to pick varieties that are ready to be harvested all at the same time, so the beans are all mature at the same time. And that way we can pull out the whole bush bean and pick them all and then do lots of canning all in one day. And not have to sit here and just pick a little bit at a time. And that's how we like to do our canning beans. And so now I'm going to be pulling our tomatoes. This is my plum tomatoes. So we have some tomatoes here and then we have tomatoes on the other side of the garden. So we'll start here and we'll start picking our tomatoes. Well, the mosquitoes are really out today too. Here's some of the slicers. Oh, that's a black crim. Very tasty. And we have 3 rows of tomatoes out here. So we'll go through here and see what we have. This is our 3rd really hard picking on tomatoes. So these Carolina Gold tomatoes have done really good this year, even in this heat that we've had. Very nice tomato. All right, so we got our bin of tomatoes. We got a whole bin. That fits about 25 pounds of tomatoes in here. And it's the end of the season, so that's really good. The gold tomatoes are excellent. And there's nothing like a nice Jersey tomato. So flavorful. Can't wait to eat these ones. All right, I got my tomatoes in my 20-quart roaster and they'll be cooking down. I can't fit any more. I actually got more than I thought I was going to get. So as soon as these cook down a little bit, I will add the rest and I'll be making tomato sauce in a little while. Oh, and here's a look at the broccoli we planted a week ago. That was in last week's video. It's looking pretty good, except we do have a couple casualties down here. And they're pretty much close together. We have one here, and that one right there does not look that great. So I think it's on his way out. But it's probably like a cutworm or something that's eating the root. But everyone else looks pretty good. And I'm not sweating it too much because I always plant extra. So if anything happens, I have that tray right there and some over there. So I'll just replace them and keep an eye on everything and try to figure out what happened If any more start to die, then I can take care of it. But I think everything else is doing good, so I'll just replace those and I'll keep an eye on them. All right, so now we're gonna get to making a bouquet of flowers. I'm gonna make a nice table arrangement and I'm gonna show you how I do it. I already picked some of my roses Sharon. They always add a nice little touch. And I always add fillers, and I don't use traditional all the time. These are just wild grasses that are growing in my field that I have. And here's some more weeds, because they add some really nice interest. So I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna pick some of the fillers first, and then I'll go around and get the flowers that I'm gonna plant. And then I'll try to arrange it backwards for you so you can see how I arrange it. So the other thing is you take chicken wire, and that way when you stick your flowers in here, they stand up nice and tall. And I have that with 2 of these. I'm only going to make 1 basket, I think, but I just want to show you that you can do that in any size basket. So let's start picking some flowers and some fillers, and we'll make some nice flowers. So here I just have some red fountain grass. These look really pretty inside of arrangements. And since I have so many of the other grasses, I'll just take a couple of these. And we'll go over here and we'll pick some basil. So here's my little basil bed. I'll take some more basil. This one has some flowers on there, so I'll take some of these. These make a nice filler, plus they smell really nice. A couple taller ones. And then I'll just take the bottom leaves off and we'll use this also. All right, on to the flowers. So I have these sunflowers here, which are awesome. These are multi-stemmed, so you get lots of blooms on them. These will look pretty. All right, we'll get some zinnias. Then I have my celosia here, and this stuff is pretty. I have 2 different colors. See how unique and looking this is? It's very soft. I'll get 2 of the white. I also have the yellow. Now see, with the Mexican sunflowers, as they mature, that's what this is. This is a Mexican sunflower. As they mature, the petals fall off, and then you're just left with this nice yellow round ball, and that also looks very pretty inside a flower arrangement. All right, so I got a good amount of things picked. So now I'm going to start arranging my flowers. So first I'll put some of my little things in that I want in the front. And the sunflowers are a little smaller. Oh, what do I do with my scissors? Here they are. See, that's what the chicken wire does. It holds everything upright. My zinnias, they are always gorgeous. Maybe I should have put my fillers in first. That kind of helps hold everything up. These I want nice and tall. Put these in. You know, I might want one more of these. I'm trying to make the bouquet look nice on both sides, since it will be on my table and you'll see both sides. So let me go get another one of those real quick. Got another one. Get this in there. Very pretty. Okay, I don't think I'm doing a good job getting the front since I can't see it. Let me come over here. get these sunflowers. There we go. And I have these nice little asters. Now it's coming around. These purple asters are pretty. Then I have a whole bunch of pink zinnias. And it's the end of the season, so they're starting to get powdery mildew. That's just what zinnias do. So you just take off those leaves. Get some height on there. And what's nice is if you don't like something, you take it out and you put something else in its place. This is a little too long. Yeah, that's nice. All right, so I definitely need some more color since this is a bigger basket. Now here's a look so far. It's looking pretty good, but I definitely need, I think, some more purples. Yes, let me get some more purple. I think I'm almost done with this because I can go on and on and on forever sticking flowers in here. So these I just need a little bit, I think, in here, a little extra color. So let me see if I can put this in the shade. Maybe you can see a little better. So that's the flowers from the back. And here's the front. Hope we can see it outside. I usually make these inside. So there it is. So this is what you can do when you have cut flowers in your garden. You can make arrangements, bring them in, and then have flowers all summer long. And then in the fall, I like to use some of the other things in the garden. I have hydrangeas, I use the dry blooms, and also the purple beautyberry bush has these purple berries going all down the stem. They make a nice little fall arrangement. So yeah, experiment. I have these. These are gorgeous. My next flower arrangement is going to be with these, and I think yellow. I have sunflowers that I planted not too long ago, right here. And they're gonna be opening soon. All right, it's all finished. The sun finally went in, so maybe you can see the colors better now. So we have all different colors. We got the yellows, we got the light purples, the darker purples. The red fountain grass really adds a nice little touch. These little grass seed heads always add a nice little touch. It's a nice little filler. Then we got all the sunflowers. We have nice little touches of orange tucked away. It's mostly pastel, but the orange just gives it a little pop. And that's what the flower arrangement looks like. So it's getting the end of the season, but the flowers are still going. I'm gonna be sad in the wintertime when they're gone. So I hope you liked me picking the flowers and showing you how I make my arrangements. It was a little harder trying to put them backwards, but it went well. And yeah, these little, I'm really impressed with these little white ones. These are the celotias, and these are the white. I've never planted the white before. I usually only plant the yellow. I really like those too. But and the last thing I have to do today is plant all this lettuce. This really needs to get into the ground. Tom rototilled the bed, put some compost, and then he put the wood ash on top. So I'll be planting that. He made my little holes. That's just a reference for me to plant my lettuce. I plant one here, skip 2 holes, and plant one here. That's 8 inches apart. So I'm not going to bore you with planting. I'll plant them and then I'll show you the bed when it's finished. All right, so I got the lettuce in. We got lots of romaine, lots of easy cuts. I got some reds, all different kinds. I got Swiss chard, and I even have some kale. And I have some left over. So I don't know if I'm going to plant it in another bed, or I think this might be it. because I am going to be planting in the greenhouse for the winter lettuce. So that's a look at the lettuce bed. I'll just give it a little bit of water. And I think that will be it for today. All right, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed me picking flowers and showing you how I make my bouquets and getting my lettuce in finally, which really needed it. And I hope you come back and watch the garden grow. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.